You press out there on the left arm. It's a good attempt. He's close, but I think what happened there.
I saw a little press out. I think we can maybe agree there was a press out in potentially both arms there.
Yeah, maybe, but it was definitely on the left side, and I think the wise play here will be to take your 2-minute clock, come back and make that.
For those of you just tuning in, this is a large session packed with a lot of talent, a lot of younger lifters as well. And toward the end of the session, we're actually going to see an reigning Olympic bronze medalist in this weight category, Luis Mosquera. Certainly one of the fastest weightlifters in the world. And,
yeah.
And as far as Sinclair, he's one of the top, I'd say top 2 or 3 in this hemisphere.
And over the course of this year in weights turned in, I will look that up because I think you're right.
Yeah.
He weighed in at 68.5 at the Olympics. Yeah, thinking about that 338, 456 Sinclair number.
Yeah, it's up there.
That's up there. All right, so now here's Romero. Second attempt, 100 kilos. Missed his opener with this weight. He's following himself here on his second.
Similar issue, but maybe even a little bit more so there.
Yeah, and bar goes up nice. Good start position, nice pull.
It feels like, and we've seen this with a few lifters so far this week, the positioning and strength actually looks fine. The timing is a little bit off, and for a lot of these lifters who might not have that international platform experience, one of the first things that could suffer is rhythm. If you're in a situation where you're not used to being, or nerves are causing a little bit of anxiety on the platform.
In Romero's case, this is his first senior Pan Am appearance. Interestingly enough, he was in the 2013 Junior Pan Ams. Haven't seen him in a major event since that time. Back then, in 2013, he weighed 60 kilos, which means he was a 62-kilo athlete. Snatched 80 kilos. Here he is 4 years later at the end of his run as a junior, and he's snatching around 100. It's progress, but I don't know that he's been terribly active.
Right.
Argentina is not known to send full teams to most events, so.
Well, this could be a sign of things changing.
Yeah. All right, so this is a do-or-die spot for Franco Romero of Argentina. Third attempt. Must make this to stay in the competition and post the total.
Wow, what a fight. Again, a bit of an uneven catch, but he makes the correction and comes away with a do-or-die snatch, and that's an important thing to note here. For a lot of these athletes, even if they're not in contention for a medal in one of the individual disciplines or overall, making lifts scores their team points. Everyone here scores points toward Pan American Games qualification, and so that's vital.
And what I did like about, he looked a little frustrated there stepping off the platform after he made that lift. Romero did. And one thing I will say, in the 2 attempts in the series leading up to that third attempt, he seemed to keep his composure pretty good. Mm-hmm. Showed a little bit of motion there rather than stepping off. Looked like he was speaking to his coaches, telling them what how he was feeling a bit. But he did a good job of holding it together. And making sure he didn't let the day get away from him.
That's certainly true. And we've seen some lifters get emotional this weekend that can certainly be distracting from performance, but some lifters are able to harness that pretty well for a do-or-die lift like that third attempt from Romero. But that makes the lifter his teammate, Franco Lopez, who will be attempting 102 kilograms on the snatch. Lopez, another lifter from Argentina. They brought, I believe you said it was a single athlete last year, but a full squad this year.
Well, yeah, I mean, you think about it, twice as many athletes here in the 69s as they had everywhere last year.
Yeah.
So, and again, that speaks to the record participation that we have. Last year there were a total of 112 men that competed, and I think it's up over 150.
That's great to see. It's
this year.
Such a good sign at the beginning of the new quad and new qualification period. All right, Franco Lopez, second attempt snatch, 102 kilograms.
Wow.
He has a look on his face where he almost seems a little more surprised than the audience there. Well, let's see if we can replay that from the front. Really, really quick under that barbell, JP.
Yeah, I really like that punch out. The reaction was great. He's wait a minute, I got it. I got it.
Oh, this is actually the previous lifter, I believe. This is Franco Romero. We're
Yeah, that's
seeing on your
Romero's
screen.
third attempt.
All right, well, the lifter up now will be Bernardo Correa. This is his third and final attempt at 102 kilograms. He's been successful on his first two on the day, the lifter from Uruguay.
4 kilo jump from his second attempt success. All right, so that means he will take 98 kilos from his second attempt into the clean and jerk. And now it looks like we will go
Back to
104.
Back to Lopez, okay.
This will be the third attempt of Franco Lopez. So there's a couple of almost shelves in this
Yeah.
session. There's a
Tiers,
group,
if you would.
Yeah, there's a group that is in that 110, 115 range. And there is a small group right here that we're seeing the end of their session, where the end of this, first group, starting here with Henry Martinez, who's opening with 105 up. Martinez has moved up, so now it's Franco Lopez back for 105. That's a 3 kilo increment off his second attempt.
If I were his coaches, I wouldn't. I'd stay here. I'd go for the 105. I don't know if I'd increase anymore.
Yeah, and that's going to be it will be a 1 minute clock for him because another lifter was introduced. But keeping it conservative, keeping it successful is not a bad call. The one benefit that you get here with the 105 is that it was a plate change from green to yellow, which
Adds
gave
a little
him
bit
just
of
a
time.
little bit of time.
Yeah. Folks, if you're just tuning in now, this is the 2017 Pan American Weightlifting Championships, coming to you live from Miami, Florida, presented by the Pan American Weightlifting Federation, hosted by USA Weightlifting, one of two major international competitions that USA Weightlifting will be hosting this year, the other being the World Championships in Anaheim in November.
All right, so now we're back to Franco Lopez, third attempt, 105 kilos. Whoa.
Wow, a great sequence from Lopez. Showing a lot of emotion there. Even a little gesture for the camera.
He's having a good time. That's what it's all about. All right, 3 for 3 for Franco Lopez.
And that'll bring up Henry Mendez of Guatemala for his opening attempt at 107 kilos. Color commentary today is brought to you by Barbend.com, the official media partner of USA Weightlifting, and a great resource for all things in strength sports news, analysis, tips, and opinion.
Mendez is our second junior in this group. 107 kilos is going to be his first attempt. He was at the Junior Pan Ams in April of last year, snatched 101 there on his opener.
Still a couple more years as a junior. He's just 18.
He has moved up to the 69 kilo category since then. He was a 62 back in 2016, but a very good technician. And that's a good start
We saw
for
that
Henry
one.
Mendez.
We saw that one from the side. Let's see if we can replay that from the front. I'm actually really glad we saw that one from the side because his bar path was pretty superb.
As was the punch out.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like
His overhead position is great. Actually, I want to see him again.
Yeah,
I love that. It's one of my favorite. in terms of technique that we've seen so far, that's one of my favorites. I like that a lot.
And if you're someone who watches international weightlifting, the World Championships, Asian European Championships, or the Olympic Games last year, there are trends regionally and continentally regarding technique. Now, it's certainly not cut and dry, and there are probably more exceptions than there are rules.
Sure.
But we do tend to see some trends among South American and Central American countries and the Caribbean countries, especially when it comes to jerk technique.
Wide grip.
But
to your point, I think you see a lot of rolling or dynamic starts. You see a lot of that, drop and go type style where somebody's hovering over the bar, lower their hips, and immediately take it off the ground. So that's the kind of thing that you're talking about. You do see that vary, but what we just saw in that prior attempt, I think, was a very traditional, very smooth, very good technical lift. All right, so now we've got Yetzari Bustamante of Chile. First attempt, 110 kilos.
Chile also bringing a large team to this event.
Full team last year, full team this year. Bustamante was a late add. He was originally listed as a reserve.
Very smooth, smooth. Maybe not as snappy as what we saw from Mendez, but it works. Plenty of ways to lift the weight. My guess is actually, I know for a fact that later on in the clean and jerk portion of this competition, we are going to see that kind of trademark, you might call it a South American wide grip jerk from Mosquera, who has perhaps among elite level, top Olympic level athletes, the most pronounced transition there between the clean and the jerk, taking his hands very wide. An efficient jerker, you rarely see him miss that lift, so clearly works for him. But we have Henry Mendez now up for his second attempt.
Mendez made 107 on his opener back here.
Made it look easy.
Yeah, pretty quick turn from 107 to 111.
All right, very good.
Yeah, he's a great technician.
I'd love to see that one.
Side?
Yeah, I'd love to see a side view on Mendez's lift right there. I love, let's see if he did it here on the first lift. I love how he gets the bar into the hip but does not shoot it out on his extension there.
Right, bar path straight up.
Yeah.
Just a great line.
Yeah.
And again, that punch out is just perfect. That overhead position, that's everything you want to see there.
Let's put it this way. It's something I love seeing from lifters, something I've never seen in the mirror.
Right. Okay.
All right, that's some great lifting from Mendez. Still one more attempt left to come, and we have Juan Batista from Panama coming up for his first attempt at 113. Panama also fielding a lot of young lifters at this competition, and I was discussing with Phil Andrews earlier. He thinks they actually win the prize for best singlets here.
He likes Panama, huh?
He likes Panama. Colombia changed their singlets a little bit.
What about Ecuador? Ecuador's up there.
Ecuador's got great singlets. I mean, let's be honest. In my opinion, the South American countries have the best singlets.
Well, there's no fear of color.
They look great.
All right, so 113, Juan Batista, first attempt. Very nice.
And he's one of the taller athletes you'll probably see in this weight class, or at least one of the longer limbed. He takes a very wide grip there. You don't see a lot of 69 kilogram males going almost collar to collar. He does. It works for him. Long arms. I think it's a bit of a myth that long arms don't make good weightlifters.
Lifters with long arms. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Oftentimes, some of the, especially some of the best snatchers in the world, very long arms.
Collar to collar.
Collar to collar, but it works for them.
Yep. All right, so now we've got Henry Mendez called on 114. That's a 3 kilo jump from his second attempt. He was successful with 107 and 111. I don't see him in that ready area.
I think we might have a change here. Yep, we do, and this will bring up Gene Rosario for his opening attempt at 115 kilograms from the Dominican Republic. We will have a plate change, which buys him a little bit of extra time. a big shout out to the loaders and volunteers this weekend, really making an event like this possible. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes of any weightlifting meet, but especially a large international meet like this one, to make it function and make sure things are running smoothly. And the product of that work, you oftentimes don't see. It all seems to kind of run together effortlessly. That's because of the hard work of people like the loaders, people like the officials, and also the USA weightlifting staff.
All right, so there has been... No, it is Rosario. There was no change. Excuse me. The load has been... The plates have been changed, obviously, to get us to 115. The blue plates are out. And Gene Rosario is on the bar, 115 kilos. This is his first attempt. This is his third senior Pan Ams. He was... Excuse me, second senior Pan Ams. He was here in 2013.
Very fast, aggressive style, works for him. Let's see that again from the front. He had a very wide catch position with his feet. Some of the longer lifters with longer levers will have to use that in order to actually get low under that barbell. He has a very wide start position here, and he just gets even wider there.
Yeah.
But it works for him. He's got the mobility, and you won't see, not every athlete has the hip mobility to actually do that.
No, but usually, I mean, traditionally, you tend to see people staying somewhere between hip and shoulder width with their feet, and he's outside of shoulder width.
Now, in contrast,
very narrow
Guanteo
start,
from Chile has a much narrower start here. Let's see if he keeps that.
First attempt for Guanteo. He snatched as much as 117, and that was quick.
So we're gonna replay that one from
the side.
Two very different styles back to back.
Oh yeah. He moves very nicely under this.
Very speedy, very narrow stance, but really works there.
Nice bottom adjustment. Rock bottom. Bar wanted to go back a little bit, but very, very nice job there. And here is his teammate, countrymate, Yatari Bustamante, second attempt. Bustamante made 110 on his opener.
All right, has to adjust a little bit, but that's a good lift, and we'd love to see that one from the side on the replay. I think he almost lost that back a little bit. He had to kind of stabilize for a second at the bottom there, but showed a lot of maturity and patience to stick that one out. Yep. Right there,
nice adjustment there on the way up. So Bustamante is 2 for 2. He was originally listed as a reserve. As I mentioned, it was Eduardo Soto who was slated originally to be one of the two. He had entered with a 256.
All right, this will bring up Henry Mendez for his third and final attempt. The lifter with a very traditional, very efficient style.
Great overhead position. So far, 2 for 2. He made 111 on his second attempt. This is a 5 kilo jump to 116.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed watching him so far today, so let's see if he can continue that trend. Ooh. Okay, well, isn't quite able to stabilize that overhead, and actually looks like it grazed his head on the way down.
Yeah, it did. I mean, in that one, he never got that right arm punched out, and that was dangerous how he, never got it locked, never got it secured, and he just couldn't get out of the way in time. Thankfully, no injury, but just seemed like night and day from his second and third attempt. And the first two lifts were just so crisp, so good.
That one just, even off the ground, it was, something wasn't quite right there.
Maybe a little worried, maybe a little nerves there, possibility. In any case, we now have 117 for the second attempt of Panama's Juan Batista.
And
Batista taking a 4 kilo jump, successful with 113 on his opener.
You see that very wide, pretty wide grip, not quite
almost
collar to collar.
Yeah.
Certainly wide for a 69 kilogram athlete.
Very nice.
And actually, I want to see that replay again from the front. His right hand kind of creeped out toward the collar, and at the end was grazing the collar, whereas his left hand stayed put. So if you can see that replay.
On the punch out, one hand moved?
No, you'll see right here, his hands are uneven at the start right here.
Yes.
And he certainly makes it work. Maybe that's compensating for a muscular imbalance or something like that.
Or just an accident.
Or just an accident, but his one hand was about 3.5, 4 inches further out on the collar.
Clear.
Yeah.
All right, so now Bustamante, third attempt, 118. This will, for now, move him into the lead in the snatch. Not quite halfway through the group, but one thing that is nice, we're seeing a lot of good lifts, a lot of made lifts. Every lifter thus far, save one, has made at least 2 attempts.
This is to go 3 for 3 on the day for Bustamante.
There it is.
And with each of his lifts, he's had to chase it forward and to the left just a little bit, but he makes it work. Good lift for Bustamante. 3 for 3 performance in the snatch. Not bad. And this will call up Juan Batista, the lifter from Panama. His third and final attempt. He's been successful in his first 2. Oh, we do have a change. So we'll have him go up to...
He will still be the lifter. 119 is the call. He is still the lifter.
So we're approaching, JP, we're approaching that 120 kilo mark where we have
and this is an interesting choice for Batista. If he goes 119, he'll be on the bar right now. But if he goes 120,
he'll get a lot of time.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 attempts with no weight. I'm sorry, with no misses to get to 121. That might be pushing too long.
Well, there is certainly strategy. You want the lifter as a coach to be fresh and rested, but at the same time, you don't want them just sitting for 10 minutes.
Right, and if a couple of these guys have a bad series at 120, I mean, it could be 8 attempts before you know it, just to get to 121.
You know, you have to assume the coach knows his or her lifter, and that this is the decision they feel most comfortable with that gives them the highest chance of making a third attempt.
Of course. So here is Batista, 119 kilos, third attempt. 2 kilo jump from his second attempt. And another good lift.
All right. So pretty good series for Juan Batista, the lifter from Panama, and that means the lifter will become Rafael Fernandez. This is his opening attempt at 120 kilos, and we've kind of gotten to that next tier in the class, as you were talking about, JP, where we had some lifters start in the 90s, some start in the low 100s, some start around 110. 120 seems to be that next tier, and then after that, we kind of have the tier at 130, 135, 140. The highest starting snatch listed is Luis Javier Mosquera.
Pan Am junior and senior record holder, 155.
Just adding that extra 5 in for emphasis. He's pretty good.
All right, so now here's Fernandez of Brazil, 120 kilos, first attempt.
Wow. Very quick. I would love to see that from the side. That is, we talked a lot about Mosquera being the fastest lifter in this session, maybe in this hemisphere, but this isn't too terribly far off.
No, that's solid. That's good stuff. And it's interesting, I think Fernandez was the lifter that would have possibly been dropped for Reyes, the super heavyweight, and it turns out that Reyes is going to be the extra from what we've been told.
So he will not be scored?
He will be competing, but he will not be scored. He is an extra lifter.
Which has big implications that we can talk about after this lift from Gene Rosario. Yeah, huge implications, actually. Rosario taking that wide stance deep in the squat.
That weight went back on him. I'd like to see that from the side. Watch when he punches this out. It looked for a brief moment as if the weight was going to go backwards on him. But yeah, to your point, David, look how the feet jump out, and now there. He stopped that from going back.
Yeah, that's a good bit of lifting there, JP. So right now, looks like we have the Guanteo of Chile coming out for his next attempt. But after this lift, we're going to have a little bit more.
Alejandro Guanteo, Chile, second attempt, 121 kilos. Very fast under the bar. This is a 6 kilo jump.
Not quite there.
Maybe too big a bite. He does have another attempt. Hopefully he'll be back to make that. He is the only lifter looking for 121. It's a 2-minute clock.
So as a bit of background, we talked about Fernando Reis being the extra lifter for Brazil. There was a bit of controversy even before the event started. I'll let JP go a little bit more into that, involving the Brazilian team and Reis lifting here.
Well, he wasn't named to the team.
Yeah.
And he apparently, by court order, received an injunction from Brazil to get him named to the team. Once he did that, as a late ad, he requested that the Pan Am Federation write a letter stating that he could lift, and they did do it. But the Brazilian congregation, his coaches, did not add him to the team. And then he presented a letter from the Pan Am Federation saying
nope,
you have to, or they've cleared me. So then they added him, but they wouldn't make him one of the point-scoring members. That's why he is listed as an extra lifter. And there was some controversy about that. And I think my original note had Rafael Fernandez, who was competing in this session, as the lifter that they were going to pull in favor of Fernando Reis, but they didn't do it. So now he is a 9th lifter for Brazil, but he will not
score any points.
Correct, which is crazy if you think about it. Almost guaranteed first place points.
Well, I have a comment on that in a second.
Oof. All right, Alejandro Guanteo, 3rd attempt, 121 kilos.
Much better lift and a great fight. Great punch out. And there's that speed you were talking about, JP. All right, good 3rd attempt. What I was going to say is, it would be silly to say Reis is anything but the overwhelming favorite in the super heavyweight class here. He is the defending Pan American champion. He is, I believe so.
Oh yeah.
He is a Pan American champion. He was the, maybe not in the running for a medal at the Olympics, but certainly someone to watch for.
Had the day of his life there. I mean, he just crushed it on that stage. But I mean, he's turned in some of the biggest totals we've ever seen. Well, we've seen over the last 10 years in the super heavyweights in the Western Hemisphere.
But I will say, Kane Wilkes of the United States is no joke, and someone who more than once has clean and jerked over 500 pounds on the competition platform. Now, some of his PRs haven't come in international competition, but I'm not saying there won't be pressure on Reis to perform at a very high level in order to take home that championship.
All right, so now here's Gene Rosario, 3rd attempt, 123 kilos.
And watch for, as this weight gets heavier, I wonder if he goes even deeper and wider into that already very wide squat and catch that he has right here. Watch his feet.
Yes, and he almost made it, but he did what you said. He did go wider. What got him there is, I think, a little bit of a lean toward the left.
And that gets exacerbated. The wider you go in a squat, the more imbalances in the hip musculature can present themselves.
So the bottom position becomes a little more unstable.
That's correct, yeah. Especially if you start favoring one side. The wider you are, you tend to notice athletes succumbing to that more regularly.
All right, so now here is Eric Herrera, Ecuador, 1st attempt.
Opening at 125 kilograms. This is, no joke. This weight here. Ecuador with those singlets that certainly do stand out and catch the eye.
Yeah, this was my vote.
The old Colombian ones, I would say, would win. These are pretty sharp, though. I don't think I could pull it off, but they're pretty sharp. Good bit of lifting.
Especially if you look like that while you're wearing one. Or lift like that when you're wearing one. Great attempt by Herrera. On the board with 125 for his first attempt, and now we'll go back to Rafael Fernandez of Brazil.
You know, I saw Herrera yesterday, right after the training hall had flooded here.
Okay.
And he had a great attitude about it. And, you know, there's a very positive attitude and a lot of camaraderie between lifters here, even among different countries. Very good atmosphere here in Miami. A lot of rooting for people who might otherwise be seen as rivals.
Yeah.
All right, Fernandez, if you recall, on his opening attempt, showed pretty fantastic speed under the barbell.
120 was that opening weight. Same thing again, solid. All right, well, that 125, we're starting to get into the mix here where you're wondering, can this be the number that will hold up for a bronze medal? We still have four lifters who we've yet to see. So in all likelihood, I think we're going to be in the mid-30s on any lift or higher on any lift that will get you to the podium.
Now, my guess is that these mid-20s to late 20s aren't going to be enough. However, I've been wrong. And I was wrong earlier for the women's 53 kilogram session, where Caitlin Hogan of the U.S. ended up with a bronze medal snatch when I thought she had no chance.
All right, so here's William Alvarado. Celis, first attempt, 127 kilos.
29 years old, the lifter from Brazil.
Wow. That's an opener.
That's how you do it, JP.
Oh, yeah. That looked great. Let's take a look at that again. It's tremendous speed.
Not a lot to really pick apart there.
No. I mean, this was great.
128 kilograms.
You know,
keeps the bar close, solid.
Like you were talking about earlier, JP, very kind of traditional technique, no dynamic start, very static start. Really solid looking lifting there.
Yeah, there's just nothing
extra
that shouldn't be moving. I mean, and the bar stays close, and it's just.
I know you're a fan of
simplicity.
I might call you a bit of a traditionalist. That might be because I have known a couple of your coaches as well, so I think I know where you might get it from.
True. Good point. All right, so now we are looking for 128 kilos for...
actually, what you see on the scoreboard, there we go, that's updated.
Rafael Fernandez.
This is his
third and final attempt. Yep, 2 for 2 thus far. Has looked very good with both 120 and 125 kilos. 3-attempt jump. Kind of like it. See if he could put this away. He can, and with that 128, he has snatched in this meet more than he clean and jerked at the Pan Am Championships in 2015.
Moving up a weight class. However, I don't care how much you weigh, that's a feat.
Yeah. 2 years ago, he clean and jerked 125. Here he is snatching 128. That is good stuff.
Yeah, I was really impressed by him today, actually.
And he's now the, fourth lifter to go 3 for 3 in this session. So you could say what you like about the competitive level compared to from the middle or bottom compared to the top of this group. One thing we are seeing for sure is made lifts. I mean, these guys are picking weights. They're showing good technique while they're doing it, and it really is a pleasure to watch.
We've been a little spoiled. When I say we, I mean people involved with USA weightlifting have been a little spoiled in the 69 kilogram category in recent years. But it's a deep category, and there are a lot of great lifters here today, really exhibiting some excellent technique. One of those, Eric Herrera of Ecuador.
Second attempt. And another good lift.
Wow. I wish I could lift like that, JP. Let's see that from the side if we can. I mean,
this looks like an 80% effort. I mean, Herrera has done 130 in competition. I mean, that is nothing.
Well,
it's hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty good at picking apart technique, but I don't have a whole lot to say on that.
Well,
one.
He did 130 last year in Colombia on his second attempt, missed 133. So for the second year in a row, Herrera has snatched 130 on his second attempt.
All right, now we have. Oh no, we have a change. Eric Herrera. Sorry, I thought Munoz Martinez from Mexico was up, but
he was introduced, which puts Herrera on a 1 minute clock. But I think this will change as well.
Yeah.
Now 32
for Jonathan Munoz of Mexico.
Munoz was 4th place at the 2015 games.
2015 Pan Am games.
That's right. Thank you. Snatched 131.
So
those games.
This would be an international PR for him.
134 actually. Look at that. He hit the World Championships. He's been on the world team.
Okay.
So Jonathan Munoz, first attempt here, 132. This is a pretty heavy opener though. Very heavy opener. Wow.
Okay.
That's a heavy opener, but no matter. That is a good lift for Jonathan Munoz of Mexico. 132, and he's got aspirations for a medal. There's no question about that. And 132 is going to be the weight called by William Alvarado Silas of Brazil, because this weight has successfully been made. This will move him into second place in the snatch. Munoz just made the same weight, so if successful here, Silas will not move ahead of him.
Tíralo.
Nice adjustment on the bottom. That looked like it wanted to go back. Take a look at this from the side. Watch when he punches this weight out. Right there, makes a nice adjustment before he comes back. All right, so now it looks like we have some jockeying for the weights. 133 is for now the weight that's called. It's going to be Eric Herrera, third attempt. Looks like he is going to come out to take this. Herrera made 130 on his second attempt. He has tried this before. I don't see that he's ever made it. So this would be a personal best, at least on a major stage, for Ecuador's Eric Herrera. Nope.
Looks like, I wouldn't see that from the side. Looks like he might have maybe rushed the pull a little bit there, which, you know, as the weight gets heavier, we kind of have a natural tendency to do.
Take a peek at this again. See the timing on it.
Maybe
It's a little
bit.
short.
Yeah.
It's a little bit short. All right, so now it looks like 134 will be the weight for Jonathan Munoz. Nope, 134 is the auto increase now at Celis. Excuse me, declaration, 2 kilos.
And you know, this is where it gets complicated for the coaches as far as decisions, because these athletes are all in the running for medals here potentially. We have 2 lifters who have yet to take attempts.
One of them is Julio Mayora, and he has just been called at 135.
But we have 4 lifters active in this session still. So everyone here has got their eyes on the podium in the snatch and putting themselves in a good position for the total heading into the clean and jerks.
See if he'll actually come out for this. Looks like he will. No. Julio Mayora.
All right, first appearance from Mayora, the lifter from Venezuela.
This is a big opener. I mean, I haven't been able to find any competition history that has him lifting anywhere near this kind of weight.
Estírate con pie completo, moviendo los pies, estabilizando abajo, vamos. Velocidad. Ahí.
Nice.
Well, certainly in his wheelhouse. Nice looking opener. Yeah, I mean, he has clearly made some significant progress since we've last seen him on the international stage. That's a full 20 kilos above what he opened with.
Where is that? In Venezuelan
Yeah.
championships, it looks like.
Yeah, full 20 kilos above what he opened with there.
Year and a half ago. Interesting. He's kicking at the door of a 300-pound snatch. All right, so now here's Munoz, second attempt. 136 kilos, looked very good at 132.
Clearly has his eyes on a medal.
And this could be good for one, depending on what Alvarado Silas of Brazil does on his third attempt. If he makes this, he's going to be in the driver's seat for at least the bronze.
He caught that a little crooked. Let's see that replay from the front. And whether or not he was actually able to get under that bar, one side was just, I think, leaning too much for him to effectively recover. This will bring up Alvarado Silas for his third and final attempt at 136 kilograms. So you see him approaching the barbell there. Very methodical lifter. A static starting position, not a lot of extra movement. Very crisp looking first attempt. Second attempt, he had to make a bit of a correction to keep the bar from going behind him. So we'll see how he does here at 136 kilograms.
I kind of want to see the celebration.
Clearly very animated.
Wow. That might very well be good for a bronze medal, and that pushes Jonathan Munoz into a difficult decision. Do you take 136 and settle for what would likely be fourth place, or do you take a weight 1 kilo more and go for a medal? And that is what Munoz is going to do. 137 is the weight that he's called.
I think in this position, JP, I agree with that call. Just go for it.
It's a risk. He's currently sitting third with his 132 kilo
But remember,
opener.
Mascara has yet to make an appearance.
Understood. But what I'm saying is that this could have this is a 4-kilo swing
certainly.
heading into the clean and jerk if he's not successful. So it's sort of a healthy risk. I like it. Let's see if he can put it away. Wow. And he does. That is a crazy effort.
I mean, the risk paid off, but he had to work for that
That's
one.
a battle of will.
Let's see if we can see that from the front again.
There is no front.
Yeah, I mean, it almost looked like one
Starts
of his
from the
elbows
front.
started to hyperextend, and one did. I mean,
No, he off the ground. He was
Yeah,
shifting
yeah.
toward that right, and the whole lift was going in that direction. His right.
he compensated, and I mean,
Stayed
what a
with
make.
it.
All right, this will bring up Mayora of Venezuela for his second attempt.
Not shocking. Mosquera has moved up to 145 for his opener.
Reminder, he is the Pan American senior record holder in the snatch with 155 kilograms, which is a massive weight for a 169 kilogram lifter.
He owns 5 of the 6 records in this class. The only thing he does or doesn't yet own is the clean and jerk record of 188 kilos. All right, so now here is Julio Mayora. 140 kilos, if successful, guaranteed at least a silver in the snatch.
Vamos, moviendo los pies. Vamos, estírate.
All right, so that guarantees him at least a silver in the snatch.
With another attempt to go. And there's a decent chance he's going to have to follow himself here unless he wants 145. He's going to be the lifter. So we'll see some gaming here with the attempts right now. 141 is his automatic increase. Probably see a little bit of time tick off before a move to say 142.
Well, so there's the scoreboard. Only 4 attempts left, 3 of which belong.
43. 3 of which belong to Mosquera.
Yeah.
Now, Luis lifted in a meet in Doral
That's correct. Yeah,
in South Florida a couple of months ago, right?
As did Fernando Reyes.
Yep.
Yeah. I think for those guys, you could. Now they did some significant weights, certainly, and actually we featured that meet on barbend.com. We had some video of that and featured on social media and on the website. Looked pretty routine. I think he hit 184 in the clean and jerk. I actually don't exactly recall what he snatched. It was at least 145. They looked routine.
On weight, he weighed 69 that day.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he competed as a 69. I could be wrong there, but Reyes did at least looked very in shape and did a pretty easy looking 225 kilo clean and jerk. I mean, just and that guy, he makes the barbell look small.
Yeah, with good reason.
I mean, it's.
All right, so Mayora is running on 143. Looks like he's getting ready to come out. Not too much jockeying with the attempts. They let the automatic increase go in.
No,
Changed it to 143, and this is going to be the weight that he takes.
I think this is the smart move here. I think you don't want to. I mean, that could leave him a miss going up and trying to jockey with Mosquera could leave him in a really tough position heading into the clean and jerks. And I think padding his lead relative to the other lifters who've gone so far here is a good call.
And a 3 kilo jump at this point is starting to become sort of your standard.
Yeah.
And that's what we have here. So I like the call. Let's see if Mayora can finish this off.
Completo, estírate. Vamos, abajo. La metida. Vamos, estírate completo. Vamos.
I would love to see that again from the side. That's going to be a good lift, but I mean, his eyes were headed down toward the platform there. Let's
He's
see that again
intense,
from the
man.
side.
He is a gamer. That is a great job. Tough.
Watch this catch position, how he has to keep his body from going too far forward there. Bam.
Yep.
Great day of lifting so far for him, and this brings up Luis Javier Mosquera, a name most international weightlifting fans will be familiar with. He is the bronze medalist in this weight class from the Rio Olympics, originally placed 4th, but after a failed drug test,
moved up. And he is, unbelievable resume at this point. Junior world champion, youth world champion, and if you haven't seen him lift before, crazy speed, period. Don't turn away because you will miss it. 145 kilos first attempt. As we mentioned before, his Pan American record is 155 kilos. This will be a gold medal in the snatch if successful.
Ooh, okay, that's maybe an uncharacteristic first miss from Mosquera. Something that's actually happened in
Recent
has
meets,
happened
including
recently.
the Olympics.
Yeah, well, he had a string there of several years where he just didn't miss his first attempt snatch.
Where he almost didn't miss an attempt, period.
Yeah, a few 6-for-6 meets there. Let's watch again. I mean, you can see the speed here, the characteristic speed, but barbell a little out of position. That thing about that speed is it can be awfully unforgiving if you're not in the right place.
Yeah, he caught it high. No hesitation. There's never hesitation, but it's just a miss. Not much else you can say about it other than he's going to have to come back and make this. This won't be a situation where he does anything funny. 2 attempts left. Get this one done.
Lock up the championship.
And go play if you want, or take it conservatively. Last year at the Pan Am Games, when he missed a 145 opener, he did make it on his second, then elect for a 3-kilo jump. He did 148.
He actually bombed out last year in the clean and jerks.
Yeah.
So hopefully does not
Repeat.
Yeah.
There we go. And that is just movement at a different level.
And he just signaled to his coach. I think he said, go up 5. He said 150. Let's see that from the side. I mean, this guy moves faster than a camera shutter, if you're, But immediately as he walked off, we'll hopefully see it here.
It's unbelievable.
And watch this. Right,
Yeah,
5, yeah.
I don't speak Spanish, but I understood that.
Cinco.
So hopefully we will see a 150-kilo third attempt snatch here for Luis Mosquera. No. We do not speak Spanish, and we did not understand.
Yeah, I completely misinterpreted that. My apologies, folks. Not playing a lot of clock games, Mosquera has elected to attempt to break his own Pan American snatch record by going directly to 156 kilograms.
Oh, I love it. He burned 4 seconds. There's no changing the clock. There's no messing with the 2 minute. I want 156. Give me it now.
I mean,
This guy does everything quickly.
This guy eats weights for he rests quicker than the average person. Yeah, I mean, that's great.
Hey, look, he's coming out. They haven't even started the clock.
He's getting.
It's insane.
This is one of the more confident. A guy with skills to back it up.
He just did 145 10 seconds ago.
But this is one of the more confident things I've ever seen on a weightlifting platform. Just go up 11 kilos. I want to break my own record.
And go now. Do a double.
He still has a 137 on the clock. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's watch that from the side. I mean,
it didn't look like the weight changed.
That's one of the more astounding things I've seen in a while. And let's see how close this was. That's the last snatch of this session. But this is an 11-kilo jump with like 30 seconds of rest.
Yeah,
45 maybe.
And look at how he moves here. There's, it was right there.
Well, folks, that is all for the snatch portion of the men's 69 kilogram session. Don't go anywhere, because in 10 minutes we'll be coming back to bring you the clean and jerk action. And if Luis Mosquera's attempt there is any indication, he's after records today.
Let's see if a 189 clean and jerk lifter. Coria had a nice snatch sequence, went 2 for 3, made 98 on his second attempt. And here he is looking for 115 as his opener. Nice opener here for Bernardo.
Good looking lift.
And it looks like 118 would be the weight that he would need to get some rest. It's possible they'll burn a little clock before he makes an election. But at the moment, it looks like Carvajal wants 118. So he can take a few seconds here, maybe eat some clock, ensure that he gets the rest that he wants, maybe go to that 118, which I think he'll take at least that much.
Well, I think you should just pull a Mosquera and add 11 kilos and just immediately
Get
run
26.
up. This is certainly an exciting session, not just for Luis Mosquera. A lot of very good lifters in this session, but it adds a little bit of excitement to it.
Well, and the other part of it is a lot of good lifting you just saw on the board there, on the scoreboard that we had on screen. I mean, most of that scoreboard was blue.
Yeah. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lifters make all 3 snatch attempts.
6 of 15.
Which is a pretty good rate.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see that often.
Especially in international competition, yeah.
Only one lifter failed to make more than 2 attempts in the snatch. I mean, that's saying something.
And
or 2.
And that
two
one of them
lifters.
was the winner.
Yeah, one of them would have broken the Pan Am record. So good stuff. Now we have Esteban Carvajal, Costa Rica, first attempt, 118 kilos.
All right. His feet in line. Pretty good looking opener for the lifter. Okay, just
was pretty good.
Center judge saw something he didn't like.
Maybe see that from the front. Maybe catch it.
One thing I will say, JP, is while we're waiting for this to come up on the replay on the front, let's take a look here, see what that center ref might have seen.
Oh, wobble. That's tough call there. But either way, thankfully, it went in his favor. It's a good lift. 2 good lifts to start us off on this session. And Corey has been called at 119 for his second attempt. Don't see much movement. Wondering if he's going to come out to take this.
And JP, the last thing I'll say from the snatch portion, there's a lot. I'm still unpacking this and still dealing with this personally. Is that, if Mosquera is willing to take that aggressive a go
at the snatch
to break his own Pan American record, it makes me wonder if he's got his sights set on the only Pan American record he doesn't own right now, which is the clean and jerk. That currently stands at 188. He's attempted 189 before, has not made it in competition.
Okay.
So the question is tonight,
will he play that game?
Will he play that game?
Right now he's got 170 as his starting weight, but we've seen him move it.
We'll take 2 11-kilo jumps, you're good to go.
Yeah, I doubt that 170 is really what we'll see him at to open. So we can only hope, and we will find out at some point in the next hour or so where things will take him. But in the meantime, we've got Bernardo Coria, second attempt, 121 kilos. Should be good. And it is 3 white lights.
All right, nice series so far for him. He went 2 for 3 in the snatch. So far he's 2 for 2 in the clean and jerk. So pretty good day so far.
Carvajal now at 122, and these two lifters are going to exchange attempts before we see the next kind of layer of lifters. I think the next weight you'll see some activity at is 125. So if Carvajal could make this, he'll get some rest for his third attempt, assuming he'll take at least a 3 kilo jump.
Buen clean. Ahí viene para allá, eso es. Tranquilo, tranquilo, contigo y rápido, rápido. Vuelta el techo. Aguanta, eso, aguanta, eso.
Very similar to his opening attempt, 3 white lights. Maybe a little more solid on the right elbow there. I didn't see anything questionable.
Yep, that was, I think,
Great, good lift.
a good adjustment off that first attempt that did draw at least 1 red light. Made that one a no-doubter. So he is 2 for 2 overall, 5 for 6 on the day thus far with 1 attempt to go. And right now we've got Bernardo Correa called at 122. That's just a 1 kilo. That's his automatic increase. I would be surprised if we see him take this.
Yeah, I think we're going to see him take up a notch. This is the second, or tied for the second largest session as far as number of lifters we have.
Which other one is at 15?
Well, it was the women's 50. No, sorry, it was the men's 62 kilogram session.
At 16.
The largest was at the largest at 16, and I'm not sure if we have another one at 15. I think we do. Off the top of my head,
Just be guessing, but maybe the women's 69.
no. This is okay. So no, that's not quite right actually. So this is. By far, these 2 sessions today are the largest we'll have.
Yeah,
so we
most
had
of the
16 in the men's 62 earlier. We have 15 in this session. And the next biggest we have on the weekend is 11, which is the men's super heavy session. The rest are generally 9, 10. We have one session that's actually only 6 lifters. So kind of shorter, more compact sessions moving forward.
And I like that. We've seen a move toward that in recent events. Specifically, I noticed it at the Youth Worlds. Most of the sessions were 6 or 8 lifters.
Yeah.
A decision was made here to cut back on 2 sessions that were originally scheduled, and the result was that we've seen larger flights in these 2 groups, those being the 62 and 69 kilo men categories.
Certainly.
But I think for the most part, going forward, you're going to see sessions consisting of anywhere between 8 and 12.
Yeah.
I think is going to be your range. That said, there is a session tomorrow where we'll see just 6 lifters.
That's the men's 85 kilogram B session.
And that'll be midday tomorrow, right? About 1 p.m.?
Yeah, a good quick lunchtime session.
All right.
You know?
We are seeing some changes of weights, some changes of attempts here. 125 looks like it's going to be the weight for Franco Romero of Argentina.
Quick correction, that men's 85 kilogram B session will be at noon tomorrow.
Noon.
Yeah. And then the 85 kilogram A session will come on Wednesday at 2 p.m.
That will be a good one. All right, so now Franco Romero, first attempt, 125 kilos. This is his first senior Pan Am appearance.
Pecho, saca la patita arriba de los hombros, vamos.
All right, so far a really good start to this clean and jerk portion. 5 lifts, 5 attempts, 5 made lifts. Always what you want to see to start a session.
Particularly good for Romero, who needed all 3 of his snatches to put one in.
Yeah.
And to start off with a good lift here means he absolutely has a total right now 225 kilos. And that's something you want to see, because I'd like to see him take a nice healthy 5 kilo jump there. I think he could do it. That looked good. I like the way that one started off for him.
All right, the lifter becomes Esteban Carvajal of Costa Rica. He is taking a 3 kilo jump, it looks like. Actually, I don't see any activity back there, so I'm not sure if he's actually going to come out for this. Guessing we might see a change here.
Yeah, and it's Correa who looks like he's ready to go, and I think Correa is expecting to be called next.
Yeah, so Looks like our Carvajal will go up. Yep, and Correa, 126. The loaders are going to add a little bit of weight to the bar. A quick hat tip to the loaders and volunteers this weekend, many of them local to the Miami area, really making this event possible. And we have really a double header. We have the Pan American Championships this week, and the following weekend we have the AO Series. This coming weekend we have the AO Series.
Thursday into Friday.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the transition.
Oh, right.
Thursday
Gotcha.
to Friday,
Certainly.
and you're talking about 1,000 or so lifters total over the course of this week.
Yeah, it's well over 700 for the AO Series. Yeah.
All right, so now here's Bernardo Correa, 126 kilos, third attempt. So far, he's 5 for 6. See if he could put away a perfect series here in the clean and jerk.
4 for 6.
4 for 5. It's getting late. Nice.
Right, bit of a grind, but he makes it.
Well, so now he's 4 for 6. With that, he'll be credited with 121 kilos from his second attempt. 219 kilo total on the day.
And a quick example there, the lifter obviously collapsing to the platform. He's okay. He was, in order to get out from under the bar, he basically fell down. Pedro Maloney, who is the meet director, I could see him kind of out of the corner of my eye immediately move toward the platform. So whenever anything seems amiss or a lifter might actually be injured, there are a ton of people waiting in the wings to immediately take action. So very high caliber of event direction here. So very cool to see.
All right, so now we've got 126 kilos loaded for the third and final attempt of Esteban Carvajal, Costa Rica.
All right, he will be credited with his second attempt at 122. He is 4 for 6 will finish 4 for 6 on the day.
And now we will see Franco Lopez of Argentina, 128 kilos. This will be his first attempt.
And folks, this is the final session of the day here in Miami at the 2017 Pan American Championships. We'll be coming back tomorrow morning starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Tomorrow is a full day of lifting.
Six sessions.
Yes.
Quite a few lifters. We'll be bringing you color commentary for every one of those sessions, which we are happy and excited to do. That color commentary presented to you by Barbend.com, the official media partner of USA Weightlifting. Right now, Franco Lopez is up for his opening attempt at 128 kilograms.
Lopez 3 for 3 in the snatch, made 105 on his third attempt. Very aggressive, very fast. All right.
Continuing that speed on the jerk portion here.
Good lift. Now, what I noticed there, a little bit long on the pull. He seems to hang on to it a little bit before he gets under the bar, but what I did like, very nice rebound. And when we watch this, either from the side or the front, you'll be able to tell what I'm talking about. When he makes that transition into his pull, he seems to stick with it just that little extra bit long. But it works for him. He does have the timing right.
Let's take a look at that replay here. Just a second. Yeah, from the side.
Which he pulls here. It seems like he just stays with it, that extra little.
Yeah,
there.
agreed, JP. There's a moment of he's got some hang time on that.
Yeah.
But this jerk, I like this jerk a lot. Bam, right there.
Nice job, good lift. That's how you want things to start. And now we've got 131. Looks like the declared weight for Franco Lopez's second attempt. It's a 2-minute clock. He's the only lifter looking for this. He's going to have to go, what does it look like, 135 in order to get some rest. So there's a decent chance he's going to follow himself on this 2-minute clock. do think we might see another change of weight, 150 on the clock.
Now this is something, again, there are some lifters following themselves here to begin this session. This is a session where, you know, right on the line between being split into A and B session and having it in one session. So you do see, as you mentioned earlier, a few levels of athletes and a few different groupings. So these sessions tend to start off a little on the slow side, but as we get more into the heart of the session and lifters are a little more tightly packed as far as opening attempts and are really gunning for those podium spots in the medals, the pace certainly does pick up.
And I think it's going to get really interesting around 150 or 155 kilos.
Well, it could get really interesting around 189 kilos.
Well, that too.
I might be getting ahead of ourselves there. Lopez taking advantage of this 2-minute clock. I think that's a good call here. I mean, a 5-kilo jump, but following himself still. And I think after he goes, we're going to see that next level up to...
There are 2 lifters right now sitting on 135, so this is, you know, I think this is a decent choice. There's really no wrong choice here.
No.
If you want to go out with a 33 now and a 5-kilo jump, it makes sense. If you did feel good and were willing to take a little bit of a longer weight, that 35 would be okay. I mean, I think Franco Lopez will get to 135, maybe even a little more if successful here. So, you know, I like the choice here. I think that this is a nice attempt and, you know, a nice weight for his second attempt. And hopefully he makes it look like that first one did. He's
been a real delight to watch so far today, and a really great performance. And still very much has a chance to go 6 for 6. And make a lot of great lifts today. So let's see if he can hang on for this 133 kilogram clean and jerk. I'll be watching his extension and pull here.
Yeah. All right.
Good looking lift.
That looked
He's
like
fired up.
A tough one. I mean, and that's the kind of thing you want to see. Less pronounced on that extension.
I don't think he could get away with it so much. He had to get under that bar pretty quickly. Let's watch that again from the side if we have just a second. The auto increase to 134 is on the board. He's obviously going to go up above that. Yeah, a fast run
forward a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, he was a little quicker. Had a little bounce on the bottom, rode it out. Just put this thing away with no doubt.
Really good, good-looking series there.
With one more to go, and it looks like we will go to 135, and that will bring out Henry Mendez of Guatemala. Now, Mendez, if you recall, looked very sharp on his first 2 snatches. That was with 107, then 111 kilos. 116 got a little scary for a second.
He did it, you know, it did graze his head on the way down. Luckily, he seems to be unharmed. It wasn't, if anything, a glancing blow. Weightlifting, in the grand scheme of things, is a pretty safe sport, we would say, but obviously it's not like any activity, not without its risks. So glad to see him A-okay and taking clean and jerk attempts. The lifter from Guatemala, Henry Mendez.
Very smooth, very sharp technically in the snatch. Let's see what he looks like here in the clean and jerk.
Oh. Let's see that again from the side. That clean, I mean, looked textbook. I think what happened was maybe his recovery was a little too quick on the jerk, and it drove him a little maybe too far under that bar. Now look at his lower back on the jerk recovery here.
Yeah, meaning like he lost his posture, he lost his lock.
Just look at his right. Yeah, you can see that the hips move back a little bit, and then that there's not a lot to hold that bar above you. I expect he'll come back and make that or slightly above. Really, really excellent technician.
In the meantime, we will bring out Franco Romero for his second attempt. This is at 135, that same 135 kilos.
Argentina, the lifter from Argentina. They brought one lifter last year, but a full squad this year.
Is this a 10-kilo jump? Yeah, this is a 10-kilo jump.
Saltá y saca la pata. Duro.
Nice.
All right, a 10-kilo jump. That'll be a good lift. And JP, I'm not super surprised on that because he did barely get on the board with the snatch. He only made his final attempt with the snatch. So if I'm his coaches, I'm thinking make sure he gets a clean and jerk in, which is maybe why they opened him a little lower than they know he's capable of.
Yeah, get one in. Maybe let him do what he wants.
Hey,
Yeah, why not? I mean, that's a 10-kilo jump, and he did it with, room to spare.
all right, Franco Lopez of Argentina, third attempt here, 135 kilograms. Lopez has the opportunity to go 6 for 6, which I think getting okay. There's a change.
Well, he still has the opportunity.
He
It's just going to be with a bigger weight.
It's pretty much impossible to be disappointed if you go 6 for 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never see anyone make all their lifts and say,
And go home angry.
well, shoot.
All right, so now the clock's running on Henry Mendez. Second attempt, 136 kilos. Missed his opener.
I have to think he smokes this because it looked a little bit like a fluke on the recovery on that jerk there. Maybe rushed it a little bit. Technically sound on the clean.
And there we go.
One thing I've noticed, it's a young Guatemalan squad this week here in Miami. All pretty technically proficient. I
Yes.
think I've liked pretty much every lifter's technique from Guatemala. So what they're doing in that program is clearly creating very technically sound young lifters. Maybe they're not quite as strong as the elite level here over this weekend, but
but
getting there.
Doing it right is a step in the right direction, and you're seeing that, and I think I would echo that for what we're seeing thus far out of the Argentinians. I mean, earlier today in the 58B, their youth athlete looked great.
Oh, certainly.
And, I think in general what we've been seeing from the Argentinian lifters thus far is made lifts, period. I mean, Lopez here is on the brink of a 6 for 6 day. If he can make this, he will be perfect. This is a 3-kilo jump off of his 133 kilo success on his second attempt. No.
Let's watch that from the side. I could actually see it above the officials' table. He did launch that barbell out in front of him a little bit.
Kicked it away when he pulled
he
it?
kicked it away. So let's see this from the side. I think we're going to see that there. I mean, even from a distance, we're off to the side of the platform. I saw some significant separation
So
there.
the bar path, separation from the body, a little bit away. He had to jump forward.
Yeah.
That's a good call. I think that's exactly what that was there.
Well, he should still be happy with his performance. 5 for 6 on the day. And that will bring up Juan Batista of Panama for his opening attempt at 140 kilograms. Batista made 119 to finish off his snatch portion here today.
He has moved up, so that means they're going to call 140 kilos for Franco Romero. I don't see Franco in the area there. Oh, here he comes. All right, so 125, 135, 140.
La cargada está en los mulos, Franco. Cambio y corre.
15 kilo spread here on attempts. That's
El rebote.
pretty impressive.
Vamos. Vale. Cambio y rebote.
No.
That clean looked good. Looked even better than the second attempt, but that'll be a no lift for Franco Romero. He'll be 3 for 6 on the day.
Still a junior.
Clearly disappointed with that performance. I mean, that was a huge jump up on his opener, though. And that will bring getting a hug from his teammate there.
He doesn't seem like he wants it. That's pretty funny. But, you know, they've got nothing to be upset about the both of them. I think it was very nice lifting. It was a pleasure to watch both of them lift. And now we've got Henry Mendez for his third and final attempt. 141 kilos. Nice.
Pierna derecha.
No lift, no levantamiento para Mendes.
All right, so with that miss, Mendez will be credited with his second attempt success with 136 kilos. And he'll finish the day with a 247 kilo total. Now it looks like we'll go to 143 kilos for the first attempt of Panama's Juan Batista.
All right, so we're to that next rung, I guess you would say, on the ladder here of athletes.
Batista has done as much as 143 from what I can tell. He made that in the Pan Am Games back in 2014. Haven't seen him on the Pan Am stage since then.
27-year-old lifter.
Mucha potencia eso. Vamos. Muy bien. Fuerte la mano.
Se prepara Mateo.
Segura eso. Dura la espalda rápido, fuerte la dos. Muy bien. Vamos. Ok, tranquilo. Pierna. Firme.
There we see that wide readjustment for the jerk. Again, something very common in South American, Central American, and even Caribbean lifters. Something you don't see. We'll go to the side view replay there. Something you don't see a lot on lifters outside of this hemisphere, really.
And watch how he makes a nice adjustment on this clean. Went back on his heels just a bit in the bottom position. Right there, but he
Comes up straight.
and just drives that jerk home. No doubter. Good lift, good opening attempt.
And here's a trivia question that the viewership got involved in a couple of sessions ago. Name another elite level lifter, international level lifter in recent memory who was not from this hemisphere, not from the Americas, who jerked in that style, that wide readjustment. I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. Neither could Phil Andrews.
Does Tien Tao go
No,
wide?
no.
he
Mark
doesn't.
Canella of Columbus Weightlifting actually had the answer.
Was it him?
No, it was Debaya of France and actually Cameroon, who competed for Cameroon in 2004, won a silver medal in Beijing for France in this weight category in 2008.
Tip my cap. No way I would have known that.
That is
That's
a
good one.
great bit of trivia there. So thanks to Mark Canella for tuning in and also giving us
Teaching a bit, yeah.
Yeah, teaching us a bit.
All right, so now we've got Alejandro Guanteo. First attempt, 145 kilos. He has done 146 before. He did that in the Pan Ams back in 2013. Santiago. He's lifting on home turf back then. Finished third in those Pan Ams.
Very good looking jerk. Another wide grip readjustment, but works for him. 3 white lights. I'd love to see that from the front on the replay, just the snappiness of that jerk. Even pauses in the split a little bit, great stability. Really, really good looking lift.
He goes out wide. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he comes up out of that clean, he's just on his tips of his fingers.
He is on the tips of his fingers. All right, this is Yetzari Bustamante, also of Chile, opening at 145. So, string of Chilean lifters here. They've had a very good week so far.
Franco Romero just came out from the back. You know, he looks pretty upset. I'm sorry to see that.
Yeah.
Nice control. I think that would be good enough to hang on for the lights, and good.
Yeah, Romero, it's upsetting to see him upset because, you know,
Young lifter.
he had a bit of a gutsy performance, but he totaled.
Yeah.
He got points for Team Argentina. That's important. All right, well, if you're just tuning in, this is the 2017 Pan American Championships live from Miami, Florida, presented by the Pan American Weightlifting Federation, hosted by USA Weightlifting, with color commentary all week, brought to you live courtesy of barbend.com, the official media partner of USA Weightlifting. And now we have Rafael Fernandez of Brazil coming up for his first attempt at 146. Was unclear even 36 hours ago whether we'd see him lift here.
Yeah. But he is here. He has done well thus far, 3 for 3 in the snatch.
Very wide on this jerk grip.
Weird angle. But no doubt.
I mean, right where his hand placement there is right where he is on the snatch. Let's watch that again from the front. You know, I've talked about it almost ad nauseum at this point, and I'll lay off, but this is something you really only see in the Americas, is this wide grip readjustment. You don't see really any Europeans doing this. You don't see Asian lifters doing this.
And if you notice particularly here with Fernando, he starts, with Fernandez, he starts the clean with a wide grip.
Yeah.
And the result of that is that he gets extension very high into the hip, almost where you would connect
snatch.
In the snatch.
Yeah.
And that's, some coaches actively teach that they like that.
Well, obviously his snatch looked great. He had fantastic speed and snatch technique. For, you know, that might have something to do with his levers. He just might have longer limbs and has to work within that for the clean and jerk. It's a little less advantageous for the clean and jerk than it can be for the snatch.
All right, so now we've got 150 kilos for the opening attempt of Gene Rosario. Rosario from Dominica. Easy clean. See if he pops out wide or if he stays there. Solid.
You know, we noticed on his series of snatches, he does have a very wide stance and it only gets wider. Similar here, let's check it out on the replay from the front. Some lifters can make that work.
It's wider than you normally see, yes, but if that's where he squats from,
yeah,
it's probably okay, right? I mean, if that's the position where he's strong from. Nice opener, it's a nice lift. All right, and now we have Juan Batista of Panama. This is his second attempt. Made his opener with 145.
Pretty wide grip there on the clean. Not wasting a lot of time after that transition there.
All right, 2 for 2 for Batista.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's by far the heaviest we've seen from him in international
143 is the most that I was able to find, and yeah, I mean it's good stuff. He's got another attempt to go.
All right, that'll bring up Yetzirah Bustamante of Chile. One of two Chilean lifters in this session. We have 2 Brazilians, 2 Chileans. Had 2 from Argentina. All right, there's a change. Rafael Fernandez, one of the 2 Brazilian lifters in this session. The other, Alvarado, has yet to make an appearance in the clean and jerk.
So far, Fernandez, it has been perfect. This will be his second clean and jerk.
And JP, what you pointed out last time about how his grip in the clean was a little wider, meaning his maybe contact on that second pull was a little higher. I'm going to be looking for that here from the front.
Yeah, gets right into the same connection spot as when you're doing a snatch.
I think you nailed that one, JP. Good observation.
He really plowed into that. That's a good lift. Wow.
Right, 5 for 5 so far on the day. He's working for it, but he's making lifts, so a good day so far for him.
Rock solid position when he catches it too, very upright.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are good that are happening with every one of his attempts. Yeah, he's a lifter, no doubt about it.
All right, this will bring out Yetzirah Bustamante from Chile. He's also perfect so far on the day. Had to fight for his first clean and jerk.
This is aggressive here, 6 kilo jump.
I'd be very impressed if he makes this right now after that first one. Clean, maybe not so much an issue, but I'll have to fight for it on the jerk, I think.
All right.
Better jerk than his opener.
Fight, you say?
Yeah, that was a better jerk than his opener. Let's see that from the side. His position looked great on that. I'll shut up.
Watch it again. Yeah, I mean, it really, no hesitation, no discomfort, I think, was almost the feeling that you saw in that first attempt. It didn't look like he could fully, mobility-wise get into it, but right there you see that's exactly where you want the bar to be, and that's a great effort on his second attempt. Really be curious to see what he takes here on his third. Right now, Fernandez has been called with 151. That's just his automatic increase. He's now moved to 53, so that will put Alejandro Guanteo on the bar, 152 kilos. This is Guanteo's second attempt, and this is a 7 kilo jump. So these guys are getting aggressive here. If he's successful, this will move him into second place for the moment overall and in total, and we'll put him in the lead temporarily, at least in the clean and jerk. 152 kilos. We're at about maybe a little bit past halfway in this thing. These are pretty heavy weights. Wow. So it looked like a little bit of I think a shoulder, movement there. It was a little soft when he initially punched it out. The center referee didn't like it, but got the 2 white lights that he needed. Take a look at this. Clean was very nice. Had to fight out of that position, but watch here after he makes his adjustment, after he punches out. Right? That little flick.
Yeah, that was close.
Thankfully for him, the lift went his way, and now we've got 152 for the third attempt of Juan Batista.
Vayan dura, dura, fuerte el balón bien alto. Con todo.
Same thing, he catches it back on his heels and stands up anyway. All right, ignore that red light that you see. It's going to go white, and it does.
All right, he's happy with that.
Good lift, 2 for 2. For Juan Bautista. And now it looks like Rafael Fernandez. 153 kilos is who we'll see next. But here's the replay of the 152 from Bautista. You see that as soon as he catches on bottom, he shifts back just a bit, but stands up anyway. Does a nice job here.
Mais bem, Rafa!
And now we do have Fernandez for his third attempt, 153 kilos. Vying for 6 for 6.
Rápido, rápido! Dá gás nela, se mexe! Atenção! Alto, rápido, esse cotovelo. Duro! Vamos!
No.
There's too much there on the clean, so he will be credited with his second attempt at 150 kilograms. Pretty good day.
278 kilo total, you bet. 5 for 6, he looked great.
Yeah. Also bring up Jean Rosario of the Dominican Republic. He opened at 150, was successful, so moving up to 154 kilograms.
This will be a second attempt for Rosario. It's the first time I think we're seeing him compete on a Pan Am level at 69 kilos, and thus far it's been a good experience. It's hard to imagine, he's fairly tall, it's hard to imagine this guy at 62 kilos.
Well, he's not anymore.
He's not anymore.
When's the last time we saw him at 62 on the international stage? It was 2 years ago.
15.
So.
All right, another good lift.
All right, 3 whites. He'll get that lift. He still has one more attempt yet to go. This will bring us to Yetzare Bustamante of Chile. He'll come out with 154 kilograms. I was actually wondering if he'd go up again. He took a 6 kilo jump between his first and second attempt, but looks like a 3 kilo jump here. This is to go 6 for 6 on the day. Pretty good lifting from Bustamante so far today.
He has a 269 kilo total if he's successful here. This will move him into second place in the clean and jerk and 4th overall. No. And a theme is emerging here in this clean and jerk competition. We said we were excited to see how many lifters, 6 of them went 3 for 3 in the snatch competition. And the theme that we're seeing emerge here in the clean and jerk competition is that only one has gone 3 for 3, but almost all of the lifters who we have seen go through their progression have missed their 3rd attempt. Only one lifter, Juan Bautista, has made his 3rd attempt thus far.
And he is 6 for 6 on the day.
He is, yeah. But the others have all had good days. Everybody has totaled, which is great to see. But it looks like the third attempt is emerging as an elusive beast. I mean, nobody's really getting it done right now. And hopefully Alejandro Guanteo of Chile can change that narrative. He has made his first 2 attempts. He's looking to get 155 done. We've got the yellow plates loaded on the outside. No. So, I mean, is it contagious? Does this just happen? Sometimes you see this in the flow of a competition. I mean, third attempts in the clean and jerk in particular are, I would say, a low percentage make, lower success rate. But right now, we're not seeing anybody make them.
I mean, I would agree with that. It's a few factors there. Tired legs. It's been a full day.
Lifting late. I mean, any number of things, but it's something that you consistently see. But usually there's somebody that will deliver for you. But here's an interesting aspect now. We are down to our final 5 lifters, all of whom we've yet to see.
Well, we still have one more attempt from Rosario.
Excuse me, you're right. But it's almost a clean sheet in that respect. And right now, 157 is going to be the weight we'll see for William Alvarado Celis of Brazil. And, we've got 6 lifters left, considering that third attempt of Rosario. But all 5 of these guys, I mean, Mosquera excluded, he's living on his own dimension. But, the other 4 are really, this is going to be a great battle to the end here for the medals, particularly for the clean and jerk medals. That competition in and of itself, regardless of how the total shakes out, it's going to get, I think, exciting from this point right here.
Certainly. Now, Alvarado Celis was 4th coming out of the snatch. So he's got some ground to make up here to get on the podium, but that all starts with the successful first attempt here, so let's see how he does.
Solid clean. Time to draw and open her up. And, the other theme that I should be fair about to mention is that of the lifters that we've seen thus far, the 12 who have opened, 11 have made their opening attempt. Celis, no exception there with that 158. That is something you always want to see, and that has been great. And that was a great start for the Brazilian lifter. And now we'll see where this progression takes him. My suspicion is he'll go somewhere in that low 160s, and it'll give him a decent rest because now Eric Herrera is going to be called for his first attempt. Herrera was 5th after the snatch with his 130 from his second attempt. If he's successful with this 160 kilo opener, it'll move him temporarily into second place in total. Herrera competed at the Rio test event in April of last year. He clean and jerked 166 there. He's done as much as 171. He did that at the World Championships in Houston back in 2015. This guy can lift.
All right, that's a good lift from Herrera. He and I actually share a birthday. He's got a birthday coming up. He's a bit younger than me. Let me just put it that way.
But very soon, July 28th, huh?
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday to you in advance. Same to Eric Herrera.
I can't think of a better way to a better week. The Pan American Weightlifting Championships and a birthday.
Oh,
I got lucky this year.
there could be something better if Herrera can do a 170 or 172 clean and jerk. All right, so now we have Rosario for his third attempt, 160 kilos. This will move him into third overall if he's successful. 160 has already been done, so it will move him into second in the clean and jerk. And we're playing in uncharted territory as far as I could tell for Dominica's Jean Rosario. This could go either way. Hopefully it's his and 3 white lights.
It's a fight for it. You know, I didn't see
effort.
I didn't see a rebend there. That was, he couldn't have gotten that bar an inch higher though. Let's take another look at that from the front.
That's a max effort. If a speck of chalk dust from the back would have landed on a plate.
I don't think he's going any heavier than that. At least not today. But he's got to be happy with that.
That makes it a great call.
Well, he'd be 5 for 6 on the day. Just what this is at the limit right here.
A little bit of a little bit of shakiness, had to turn to secure it, but boy, that's a great job.
But you know, he takes that wide grip, but at the same, you see a lot of lifters who take that wide grip, shoot that back leg out. It's great. He did not.
Yeah.
And it was
Stayed
more
upright.
forgiving, and he was actually able to sink down a little bit below that weight, which really saved the lift for him. Yeah.
All right, so now we're back to William Alvarado Celis of Brazil, second attempt, 163 kilos. He made his opener with 158. If he's successful here, this will move him into the lead. The 299 kilo total.
Very quick clean.
Rebound.
Not quite there today. He
does have another
he still has
attempt.
another attempt, yeah, so I shouldn't speak so quickly.
It looked like, I'm curious to see that from the front again. When he hit his split position, I wonder if he tight-roped that a little bit. I think his feet were kind of narrow.
Maybe we can see that again from the side? Yeah. Or again from the front here.
Clean was terrific. You know, gets his elbows around and just returns right away. Just a great rebound out of the bottom. That's exactly how a clean should go. Watch when he splits. I wonder if his feet are a little narrow as he gets into that split position. Not so much. I mean, it looked like he wedged a bit.
He still has another attempt. We'll see. I think he's going to follow himself here.
Yeah, he is running a 1 minute clock. It has burned down to, 2 minute clock. It has burned down to 120. He would need to go to 165 to get rest, and I think the right play is to get that 163 done, because what that will do is will hold.
Yeah.
He is currently the leader, but it'll create a little more separation at 299, make it a little tougher for Herrera to catch him, and I think ultimately that's the battle between these two right now.
Ven el pecho, William. Vamos, William.
I think Mayora and Munoz are going to be the ones battling it out for third. We'll see how it shakes out in a bit. Right now we've got William Alvarado Celis, third attempt, 163 kilos. He missed this on his second.
Dale, veloz. Fácil. Tírate. Arriba. Con pecho. Vas a empujar con pierna, William. Mucha pierna.
Much better effort. 3 white lights. Wow, I spoke
He's
too
an
soon. I didn't know.
intense guy, man.
I didn't know if he'd have that. He should be thrilled with that. All right, and that brings us up to only 4 lifters left in the competition. The lifter next up looks like it will be Eric Herrera, who we have seen before. We have 3 lifters yet to make an appearance on the platform. They are Mayora, Mosquera, and Munoz.
Herrera, who will be called with 165. If successful here, this will give him a 295 kilo total. He's going to have to get to 299 to get ahead. So he has elected to move up, and what that will do is bring out Jonathan Munoz. Munoz has moved up to 167. So now Julio Mayora, who is also on 167, will be the lifter. And watch this battle between Mayora and Munoz. Mayora, who was second in the snatch, did 143. He's got a lead of 6 kilos, really 7 kilos over Munoz, but Munoz has the start list advantage. Munoz has the higher lot number, which means he can try to make a move to close that gap, but Mayora has thrown the gauntlet here a little bit. He has moved up to 168, and he is going to put Munoz on the platform at 67. Munoz is currently in third, or came out of the snatch with a bronze medal. If he's successful here, it will move him into the lead without Mayora having taken an attempt yet.
Right.
So this is the game for this bronze medal. Expect Mosquera to move up from that 170 that he has listed. Power jerk,
And a
easy.
very quick power jerk. I'm actually interested to see that replay from the side. I don't even think you get to get very far under that bar. It was very quick, very efficient.
167. For now, gives Munoz a 304 kilo total and the lead.
Really rock bottom in the clean there, and then
Gets
watch
a
this
double bounce.
Watch this power jerk. Very strong overhead. Boom, right there.
Tip, just no hesitation. Great punch out. That's how you draw it up. And right now, we've got the clock running at 167 for Eric Herrera. If he's successful here, this will move him into third place.
Te pega fácil y empínate. Arriba, arriba. Tacos.
Boy, when it happens quickly.
Great looking lift from Herrera. I've been very impressed by his technique
yeah.
and his speed.
And that was a 7 kilo jump. It looked the same as his opener.
All right, this will bring up Julio Mayora for his opening attempt at 168 kilograms.
And this is a good weight for Mayora to take. I mean, of course, assuming he makes it. But if successful here, this will move him back ahead of Munoz. Munoz has 304. If Mayora makes this, this will give him a 311, which will be a very difficult wall for Munoz to hurdle at this point. I mean, that's a 7 kilo separation, so it can be done. We've seen bigger things.
All right, opening attempt 168. He is your silver medalist in the snatch.
And with that, looking very likely to be the silver medalist overall, assuming Mosquera makes one.
All right,
He
Jonathan
has 2 attempts to go.
Munoz. Now there was a 6 kilo separation out of the snatch for Mayora and Munoz, so that's I think why you say Mayora is very well positioned right now with 2 attempts left to be your silver medalist overall again. very dependent on what Luis Mosquera does. We know he's capable of big weights. He has to obviously make them on the platform.
Yeah, and I think what we could expect out of Mosquera is to take something, because
Yeah.
whatever he clean and jerks will be enough to win.
Right.
He'll take a weight that will all but guarantee the win. The clock is going to start here on Mosquera's first attempt at 170. I don't see him
taking this. This does not guarantee him a win, by the way. He was only 2 kilos. Now, he attempted the Pan American record at 156, but as far as made attempts, he was only 2 kilos over Mayora. So, I suspect we'll see. Okay, there we go. Mosquera is going to open at 175 now. Yeah,
and that could change again.
Yeah.
But 175 looks a little more likely.
Yeah. That makes more sense to me.
And that puts Herrera back on the bar now at 170. And this will be good for third place in total if he makes it. He currently has a 297 kilo total. This will bring him to an even 300, which is, I think a very
respectable.
At 69 and 300 total,
I'd say more than respectable.
Yeah. All right. 3 for 3 in the clean and jerk, 5 for 6 on the day, 300 kilo total.
Let's see that again from the side. It looks like his split might have gone a little bit more
wide.
Squat there, but it kind of worked. All right, no, it's just
a little bit wide, yeah, but it's good. He's done 171, so that's almost at his best. And 5 for 6. He's a guy who makes lifts, and that was great. All right, so now Munoz at the same 171, if successful, or excuse me, at 1 kilo higher at 171. If successful, will move into the lead in the clean and jerk, but it will only be good for second overall in the total. It would not be enough to surpass Julio Mayora just yet. Power jerk.
Great. Really great. Great overhead, strong. Looks like he could jerk a house if he can clean it.
So good. All right, now the game continues. So 172 for Mayora.
I wouldn't be shocked if Mosquera waits until all the other lifters are done.
He did it in the snatch.
And here's the weird thing. I think he likes it because he doesn't have to wait so long between attempts if there are other people go. I actually think that might be the case. He just likes to go.
Well, he might need